Welcome to the 50 subscribers video. This one is about what I consider to be the top 5 animes currently available. Well, currently slash previously available. I think one of them is no longer on PlayStation Store, but was at one point, and I know for a fact it was, as it's in my PlayStation videos. Now, as always, I do gameplay in the background, so if you're looking for the anime, I don't do that. I just let you know what it is. Now, this is 17 people late. I'm glad my channel is still growing. Sorry it took so long. Like I knew it was closing in and started grabbing gameplay, and then like it just took forever to get the time to gather the information I needed to do the video. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more animes, like do like another top 5 anime, because the first one didn't get many views. I don't quite expect this to get that many views, but with the 75 subscriber, which is literally just around the corner, 10 more people and we're there. That one's going back to racing. It's gonna be a full-length race on NASCAR Heat 2, and I will let you guys know exactly what race it is at the end of the video. So hopefully that's incentive to stick around. Now, this list is purely of my own opinion and based on what I have watched so far. They'll hopefully continue to add more anime, so a revised list or another top 5 may be done in the future. Not sure, based on views type thing. Now, factors that I look at were things such as level of fan service, story, no matter whether it's a serious story or poking fun at itself, and its ability to keep me wanting more of it. Like I gotta want to keep coming back for more episodes. There's been some anime where it's just like, well, I bought it, so I'm gonna watch it, but it's really freaking boring. Now, this video is a thank you to the subscribers for helping me reach 50 subscribers. Well, now it's 67. As always, I will be using gameplay. Mostly, it is ones I haven't done before, but doing best to match up pairs that are close to similar in some way or another. At least most of these are based on a manga, but I've read none or just first issue of the series. That being said, all opinions based on the anime except when I specifically mention the manga. And as you can tell, like that's why it's taking so long, is I'm looking at basically a script for it, so I get out what I want to say, and I'm not getting confused on the different ones. Now, on to number 5, which is Maken-ki. I find this to be a really fun anime to watch, although season 2 does fall apart some. In the Wikipedia page, it has that the school was all girls school that was made co-ed, but this doesn't particularly make sense, as some of the male adults that you see in the anime are talking about how they were in Maken-ki when they were in high school, but it's like, well, how is it, well, what is the point of mentioning that it used to be an all girl school if it's been that way for at least a decade? Like, that's roughly how old they seem to be. Oh, the age difference wise, it's not like they're 2 or 3 years older than them, so it just doesn't quite make sense in that fact. Now, the basis of the show is a student. Well, the students of the school have magic abilities called Makens that are used for things such as protecting the school and settling disputes. The story fastly turns into a harem-like situation. Takeru is living with Anahu, who claims to be engaged to her. Haruko, who's his childhood friend, that they both seem to have feelings for each other, but that childhood friendship thing is kind of like the nail in the coffin type deal. Like, if they just met, then probably would be dating type situation. Actually, they kind of explore that with Hiroko getting amnesia in second season, and Kodamo, who comes across as hating Takeru, but you get that feeling that she's always there for him no matter what. And like I said before, the second season seems to fall apart. It goes from the storyline spanning, sorry, the screen went black, spanning entire season, like season hold on, sorry, got lost my place. Like, it's spanning the entire season, but after season 2 seems to kind of become self-contained within their episodes. Now, the mid episodes all throughout the season has a degree of fan service. What in the world? Hold on a second. Sorry. Well, I think when I was typing, I got really all over the place. And like it's spanning the entire season in season 1, and then turns to individual storylines that only last an episode. Why? I don't get why I said mid episodes, but like there's a degree of fan service, but this. Oh yeah, in the early ones it's like a degree of fan service, but when you get into season 2, it really goes over the top in the fan service, and like they don't like they try to make it clear that he survives, but like that's my thinking behind season 2 is it's so discontorted because he's dying, and like it, it's the fan service of a teenage boy and like his dreams and all that stuff. So it's one of those ones where like they're saying no, he survived, but then you get to season 2 and it's like, well, if you say he died, then that kind of makes season 2 make sense. And I'd like to see a season 3 to see what happens to them after school, or see them go to teach or go on to teach the next generation, along with see what happens with him and Haruku. As far as fan service goes, it was what I consider to be medium level fan service with panty shots and high level fan service with topless scenes. If you like anime in general, I recommend the whole series, but if you are more about the fan service, then you want to stick to season 2, but if you're more plot oriented, then you want season 1. Now on to number 4, which is Heaven's Lost Property. This is the one I was mentioning about being in my PlayStation videos, as it is currently not on the PlayStation Store except for the movie. I do hope they bring it back because PlayStation does seem to be cheaper than DVD versions. So, like, if you're about the fan service, it's definitely recommended, and it'd be nice that people were able to get it at the cheaper price that digital offers them. Although you might be able to go to a place like Google Play or something like that and find it, but like I'm like this is PlayStation Video, so like that's the one I'm not going other digitals I looked at for prices, hard copy, and the PlayStation price. Now, the show sets the stage for its high amount of fan service right out the gate with a doll panty shot within the first few minutes of the series. There's also a matter of the migrating panties storyline. Now, the storyline for this anime is a pet class android falls from the sky and chooses a perverted main character, Tomoki, as her master. This results in a series of perverted misadventures. There's a girl next door named Sahara who kind of looks after Tomoki. It seems like she has hints of feelings for him, but quickly disappears when she is hitting him for being perverted. I'm not a fan with the choice of portraying his behavior as a physical manifestation, as when he is being pervy, he's looking like childish, and it's unclear as if it is a visual effect or as if he actually looks like that to the other characters. Although it comes across as a lighthearted anime, it does have a darker side. And an example of this comes in the first episode when Icarus almost shoots herself after he fails to choose his words correctly. As far as fan service goes, it is medium with dressing scenes and panty shots. And currently, the only thing available on there is the movie. And like, you don't want to just watch the movie. It kind of seems, if I'm remembering correctly, the order you watch it in is season 1, movie season 2. Like, it kind of falls into the middle zone. But Yeah, this one's a very brief one. I don't want to drag on longer than I need to for any of them. But like with this, it's weird, but in a good way. Like there's some moments where you're like, what in the world is going on here? But like you still want to keep going back for more, and that's what made it make the list. Now at number three, we have Planet Cuties, which you can buy as part of the save program, which is the way I did. The save program does tend to be cheaper than the PlayStation prices, as it's intended to allow you to get a variety of anime experience and see which ones you like, as anime tends to be expensive. So like it's kind of like, well, here's your step into this genre of anime type deal. Now, this is another anime where the some of the cast comes from the sky. This time it is a humanoid alien with cat-like attributes. And this time the main male character is not perverted intent, but coincidental events make his female friend feel that way. He does have some perverted tendencies as he's focused on her above average bust, that he doesn't pay mind to the tail and cat ears. There are also organizations after aliens such as Ares, who's the head feline. Also, that she has regular and cat ears. The main reason I like the show is that it takes itself so lightly that it makes fun of the cat girl genre, even though it is under that category. It seems like it should be lighthearted and fan service galore, but it feels more darker with moments of lighthearted scenes. I don't recall there being much, if any, fan service in this, and that's why Dead or Alive Extreme 3 was picked. I've been meaning to buy it, and like this gave me a chance to buy it, and I bought the Japanese version. But I guess this game feels how this anime, well, should look. Like it just has the feel of like something like this game type deal. But on to the next one. And now we move to number two, which is Prison School. Prison School is set at a school that was just made co-ed with only a handful of male students having enrolled. The guys struggle to gather the nerve to talk to the girls, while the girls are forbidden from talking to the guys by order of the Underground Student Council. Kiyoshi's sumo racer results in him spending the afternoon talking to Chio, who ends up being the Underground Student Council president's sister. The boys are quickly put in the prison complex located in the center of the grounds after being caught peeping. The main plot revolves around the budding relationship between Kiyoshi and Chio, the boys trying to get free, and the Underground Student Council trying to get the boys expelled. There is also a side plot that deals with the power struggle between Kiyoshi and Secretary Hana involving urination. Each manga is a good value for what you get, as individually costs around the same as typical other mangas, but is approximately 3 times the size of the typical manga. The manga has medium fan service of panty shots and heavy fan service of topless scenes. The PlayStation version is light fan service because the previously mentioned fan service is blocked by light bars. There's a live action version of the show, but it is confusing when it comes to fan service. When the boys imagine um, what is in store for them, they picture the girls greeting them with smiles, but they are covering themselves. This isn't what you would expect if happy they are there, but it is what you expect to actually happen if guys were in the girls' locker room. If fan service is what you are after, then DVD or Blu-ray is what you want to be getting. There is currently only one season, but it sounds like there's potential for a second season. And based on like I haven't gotten that far in the mangas. Like I'm still midway through the first one, but it sounds like later on the mangas do continue past season one, and you got the Underground Student Council imprisoned by the Student Council. Now, I'd like to see a second season and see what happens to Kyoto and Chiyo-chan. Like there's definitely something there that, and it has a whole lot of potential for more, especially since like they did a live action, and to me, live action says you're gonna do at least another season or two. And now we move on to number one, and honestly, I couldn't see anything other than this being at number one, and it is High School DxD. For me, oh yeah, I just said that. I believe this was the first anime I watched on PlayStation, and it's definitely the one that got me hooked. This is kind of the opposite of Prison School in that the anime is not censored on PlayStation, but it is in the manga. And in the manga, it goes about it much better by using natural means such as limbs, objects, and/or hair to obstruct your view, but censored nonetheless. Although the end credits are a little racy in the first season, the combination of it with the music is hands down my favorite end credits in any visual medium. This show is certainly all about the fan service. Most of your fan service shows try to play it off and hide their intent. The plot of the show embraces this fan service in an over the top manner. The chain of events begin with the classic tale of boy meets girl, they go on a date, and she kills him. That girl turns out to be a fallen angel trying to prevent him from reaching his mystical potential, but in doing so makes it possible for him to do so. After becoming a devil, Issei then aspires to become the harem king, even though he is the slowest learner of the group. The fan service extends to his powers, which, with the help of his perverted nature, can mentally rip the clothes off his opponents. Rias is the leader of the group, and she's perverted in the teasing way. By this I mean she is perfectly fine with him looking at her naked, sleeping naked in his bed, and even offering to let him touch her chest, but is yet to go to the next level. This may be because of her teasing nature, but also out of consideration for the other girl's feelings. A fourth season has recently been announced, and I look forward to seeing this. As far as fan service goes, um, the it's over the top. Like there's, I think panty shots. Well, there's obviously panty shots. Like even in the in which those mid episode breaks, it's, like where it would be commercials. Like before the commercial part, it's they're dressed nicely, looking all presentable, and then you get afterward they're like a little bit on the cheese side. And like I said, Rias is naked at several points throughout the anime, and like the reason that the first season end credits is racy is like there's poker chips and they're naked on them, but you don't see anything but the chest. Like there's no depiction of south below the belt type thing. Well, like not drawn in at least. No, like I said at the beginning, talk about the 75 subscribers, which were 13 away from right. No, wait, no. 8 away from right now. And for that one, I'm going to be doing full race at Eldora. Reason I picked this is, well, it's the shortest full race in NASCAR as far as I'm aware. It's the most unique race as far as NASCAR goes. And even people who don't watch the truck series watch the Eldora race. So it just seems like the perfect pick for 75 subscribers. And like when we get to 100, that's a 24-hour race. I'll get into the details of that more closer to there because I still haven't picked between Gran Turismo Sport and Project Cars 2. I had to look a little more into Project Cars 2. Like I got an idea if I go Gran Turismo, but I gotta check out my options in Project Cars 2 because Gran Turismo not doesn't do the day cycle, so like it'd be 24 hours of whatever time of day I set it as. So definitely need to look at the Project Cars side of things a little bit more. But I want it to be something similar to what my idea is on Gran Turismo. I basically want it to be Gran Turismo idea was stepped up to be replacing it. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and like it's just amazing that I've reached this many, and like I'm still going for more. Like hopefully soon, uh, I'll have my own URL, which is that's why for the 100 marker. Like once we get past the 100, then well, I don't know where I can go from a 24-hour race, but like that's when it steps up, like the distance between. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Got a Gran Turismo video up before this, and hopefully after the cup race will be the October update video. I'm gonna work on that during the race, along with, well, this is gonna be some of that editing, so this is gonna be done during the race. But thank you guys.